Hi, this is Patrick from JDM Gems. Today we're going to be working on this 1994 Daihatsu Hijet. The work we're going to be doing today is replacing the timing belt, so let's get started. So the parts needed are going to be a small flathead screwdriver, some sort of pry bar. In this case we used a large Phillips screwdriver, a 19 and 17 combination wrench, a 5/16 or 8mm Allen key, a 14mm long socket, a 12mm long socket, a 10mm long socket. We also use a 14mm short and a 19mm short, a 3/8 ratchet, and a cordless impact. The part we're going to be using is a Daihatsu genuine part. This is the part number. Alright, let's begin. The first step is we're going to be lifting the passenger seat up and out of the way. And you'll be hooking it here. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be removing the seat just to make filming easier, but you don't have to take the seat out. First thing we're going to do is loosen this crankshaft bolt. First thing we're going to do is take an impact with a 19 and just loosen it up. Don't take it all the way out, just have it a little bit loose. Next, we're just going to put it in any gear. Next, we'll just loosen these 4 bolts holding this water pump pulley on. Alright, should be good enough. Next, we're just going to be lifting the seat up. And holding in place. For me, I'm going to be taking the seat out, but this is how you're going to do it. So next we're going to be loosening this 14mm bolt. Next, just loosen this 12mm right here. I'll take the alternator belt off. So now we can take out these 4 10mm bolts. Next, we're going to be just taking this bolt out and removing this pulley. Next, we're removing the several timing cover bolts. The next part, since we have all the bolts out, we're just going to take the timing cover off. A little wire that's clipped in place here. There we go. So for the next part, I'm just going to be tightening up this bolt so that I can spin the crankshaft. And then I'll be taking it out of gear. So for the first timing mark, this dot on this cam gear has to match up with this notch right here. So I'll just line that up. So for the one for the crankshaft gear, this little dot has to line up with this little hump right here. Next, we're going to take a 14 and just loosen this tensioner bolt. Once loosened, I'm just going to go push it so the belt will be all the way loose, and then just tighten it back up. And then we can just slip the timing belt off. It's crazy how tight this belt is. Okay. Just a good way to know if you have the right timing belt before you try to put one on is just, there's a code right here, 99YU25. And you can see 99YU25. So it's the 99 stands for the amount of teeth, YU is the tooth design, and 25 is the width of the belt, so 25 millimeters wide. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate the crankshaft counterclockwise about one tooth, so that way when I put the new belt on and I tighten the tensioner, it should pull the crankshaft about a tooth and it'll be in alignment. Holy cow, this is hard. Okay, sorry. Now it's time to put the tensioner back on. However, before I put this on, I want to mention when I was putting this on the first time, that I didn't realize my cam gear slipped a few teeth off. So if yours slips, you'll just need a 17 millimeter open end, and you can just move the cam gear back to its position. So before you slip the timing belt on, make sure your timing marks are lined up right here. Get more tension here, and then this should be easier to slip it on. All right. So now when you have the tensioner on, leave this bolt a little bit loose. Get a 5/16 or 8 millimeter Allen. Stick it in here. Put your 14 on here. You just tighten the belt with this, and then tighten the bolt at the same time, just like that. Now it seems perfect. Before you start by removing this bolt, double check your timing marks. You don't want to have to go through all this again if your car doesn't start. Clip in this cable. Okay. Next we'll just put the water pump pulley on. This bolster is going to be hand tight and we'll tighten them later. And then the crankshaft pulley. Next is the alternator belt. Make sure you don't have any cracking. If you do, you'll want to replace it. So next we're just going to put some tension on the alternator belt, and then we'll tighten this bolt right here. The next part, I'm simply using a screwdriver to pry up on the alternator, and I'll be using this 12 mil to tighten it down. Okay. Next we're just going to tighten up this 14 millimeter right here on the alternator. And then these 4 bolts for the water pump. Okay, we're done. So now we're gonna just put the seats down and lash them back into place. So as you can see, this job was fairly easy. Only difficult part was the installation of the timing belt itself. It was pretty tight. Next on the list for this Hijet, we are installing a lift kit with new shocks, springs, and tires. You can subscribe to watch the progress. We hope this video helped, and if it did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next repair. 3, 2. Ready?
I hope this video helped. If it did, like and subscribe. See you next.
Holding this water pump pulley and holding this water pulley. Next, we'll just remove the.
Say the part number. Do you want to add any of that?
Dude, I bought that thing like 3 years ago. I've just always been scared to do it this job, so I just never. Oh, you're recording all this.